one might be the most lopsided height advantage that we've seen going towards the players. Make sure you smile for the cameras there, guys. And Michaela, try to lean right a little bit with your throw going up. We got one more in here. All right, Michaela, let's see how high you can throw that ball. Straight up, okay, whenever you're ready. Crowd, give her some love. There it is, a nice job in the landing with the
Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to this afternoon's broadcast of the London Lightning versus the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. I'm Brendan Jameson, here along with Chris Croucher for the Knoxstrom TV broadcast of today's game. Starting lineups for the game, Chris. No real surprises in the lines for the Lightning. Maybe a couple switch-ups today for the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans, though.
Yeah, Kitchener giving the hometown guy a little bit of love here. Greg Morrow stepping into the starting lineup for the Titans. He's the all-time leading scorer at Western University here in London, Ontario, and Banting High School grad, too, from the Northwest End there.
I think we know a couple guys that went there, Chris.
Just one or two. He's a guy who brings a lot of energy to their lineup. He does a lot of the right things. He isn't going to wow you in any facet of the game, but he is going to be able to provide positive play both offensively and defensively throughout the game.
A guy that's been missing for a couple games for the Waterloo Titans, but stepping up to start in this game, Justin Hurt as well. Really provides a good scoring spark for them in the offense. He's averaging just under a shade of 20 points a game for him.
And one of the newer guys, too, for this KW Titans team. Good three-point shooter, and a guy who actually has some of the most impressive dunks I've seen. If you give him a little look on YouTube there. He's a high flyer, does a lot of exciting things. And a guy who they're going to really have to lean on in this game. They got a tough task ahead of them against the Lightning, but we have seen KW take London to overtime before, so we could be in for a good one here.
Yet the London Lightning holding a 3-0 edge over the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans this season. Tip-off goes the Lightning way to start the game. Doug Herring Jr. controlling the ball. Herring Jr. over to Williamson. Williamson finds Anderson. Down low to Julian Boyd. He'll take it fast. And that'll find the basket, and the crowd can sit down early in this game. 2 quick points for the Lightning. So across the timeline here, that's Ahmed Starks. Over to Greg Morrow. Morrow back to Justin Hurt. Hurt finds Starks again. Starks will take the three. And that finds its way in with a little bit of a friendly bounce there.
Starks a bit of a microwave for this KW team. He can catch fire quickly, pick up some heat, get those shots going. He's a streaky scorer. If you're London, you don't want to let him get on a roll.
And sorry, that was not a three. It was foot was on the line, so we got two there. And Julian Boyd's going to pick up the offensive foul here. Just a little bit too strong into the crease there.
One of the things to keep an eye on in this game, Derek Hall was a big part of that game in which the KW Titans and London went to overtime. He likes to set up on the corner of the key, try to back down, get low and in from there. Look for him in this spot right here, in fact. This is where he can do his damage.
Big matchup right there, Derek Hall on Julian Boyd. And that is Hurt with the three ball. So he's getting hot early.
Yeah, and Kitchener likes to take a lot of threes, leading the league in three-pointers taken. You can't let them make those shots because they'll put up the points quick.
Williamson with a nice move there into the middle for another quick two. So Ed Horton with the ball. London Lightning fan will recognize Ed from his days here. Horton shoots over to Morrow. Morrow's going to take a three ball. Just a little too short there. Herring Jr. with the rebound. Flips it over to Anderson. Anderson over to Mo Bolden. Bolden thinks about three. Steps back, Anderson. Anderson drives into the lane. And really, the basket worked, but Anderson had himself a shot at the net there and chose to take the apple instead of the goal.
I mean, it's not how, it's how many, but you definitely thought Anderson would go up with that one.
And so Derek Hall looking to get fed underneath there. He'll head back to Horton. Horton with an easy bucket.
And that's going to be important for Hall. London knows that they're going to try and go inside to Hall as many times. Him being able to pass out of those double teams is going to be crucial for the KW Titans going forward.
So Herring Jr. finds Williamson out there on the edge. Williamson will make his way into the center. Shoots around. Pass tip there. Turnover. That's Starks controlling the ball. He goes in himself. And bucket off the glass. It looks like Boyd got a hand on there, but the ball still finds its way in.
You know, this is what happened in that overtime game. KW came out to a really fast start and put London on their heels early. London not wanting to repeat history here.
So that's Herring Jr. backing Starks up into the middle. And he goes for a throw over. Horton gets in there for the assist. Herring Jr. off the glass for two.
Herring Jr. wants the call. Got a pretty good case for it, too. You like the stick-to-itiveness there of Doug Herring Jr., just making sure he gets his bucket there.
So Morrow's going to drive the lane. Bolden cuts him off. He'll feed Horton. Anderson staying tight on him. Horton will find his way in. He'll shoot out to Starks. Starks over to Hurt. Hurt for the three. And no good. And Morrow comes up with the rebound.
And those are those good hustle plays.
And
big
Mo Bolden with a big block there, but he'll pick up the foul here, so we'll send Hall to the line.
You like that hustle there from Morrow, getting that rebound, though. That was one. There were 3 Lightning guys, and he just outworked him to get that ball.
And even though he's from a rival team, you hear the contingency in the crowd for him tonight every time he makes a play. So Hall 1 for 1 there. And 2 for 2 for Derek Hall. And so an early 3-point advantage for the KW Titans, 11-8 over the Lightning. Anderson feeds Herring Jr. Herring Jr. and tries to make the pass cross court to Bolden, but Hall gets those long arms up there and blocks it. Morrow with the ball, back to Horton. Over to Hurt. Hurt picking his point here, and he'll take a shot from the free throw, and that too will go.
Again, the Titans just rolling right now.
And Garrett Williamson, fear of going over that back line. Herring Jr. finds his way in. That's no good. Tries to catch his own rebound. Bolden comes in off the glass. Great hustle plays there from the Lightning. Second and third chances.
Mo Bolden doing a great job coming in late and still getting that rebound. And then I also like Doug Herring Jr. just slipping by the defense to get into the under the bucket there.
So here's Hall with the ball, deciding what to do against the also large Julian Boyd, and that's going to be Starks with the 3 ball. And KW's offense is clicking so far here, Chris.
It's important for KW to keep this up. You can't let London back into this game. That's what happened to them in previous matchups. You got to keep this shooting going.
And Garrett Williamson will go inside. He'll get 2 and the and 1.
And here's the thing. I think London's playing well, too. I think KW there, is just on a roll. If London keeps doing the things they're doing right now, and if they can get maybe a little bit of a cold streak on KW's side there, they're going to be in a pretty good spot right now. I like that they haven't called the timeout, even though KW's rolling, letting their guys play through it. You never want to be the first coach to take a timeout. I like just the steadiness that London's had in this game so far.
So we've got a substitution there on the foul. Mo Bolden steps off. Kyle Johnson on the floor for the Lightning. Morrow down the floor here. He'll take on the newly substituted Kyle Johnson. Derek Hall thinking about the top of the key. Boyd, tight defense on him. Hall with a little bit of a sky hook. No good, though.
Great defense from Boyd.
Anderson takes the 3 quickly. That's no good. Not a very good-looking shot there from Ryan Anderson, unfortunately. And just as a note, this will be the first of 3 straight games that the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans will face the London Lightning. The Lightning will take a break in between this game and the next to play the St. John Riptide, and then it'll be back for 2 straight. And Chris, what does it do when you see a team just as often as you will? Within about 8 days, these teams will see each other 3 times. What does that do for a game plan for teams?
Well, I think it builds up a familiarity, and you can make adjustments a lot more quickly that way. Williamson's going to get 2 here. But when you face the same team over and over again, it's important that you're switching your game plan each time. You have to constantly make tweaks. You can't really go in with the same one you had the previous game. Obviously, you can't do that anyways, but even more so when you're playing the same team over and over again.
And that was Starks with a deep 3, no good, and they're going to say the ball goes off of Ryan Anderson here, so it'll be Kitchener-Waterloo ball again.
Gotta say, it's pretty impressive here. Ahmad Starks, 10 points, and we're not even 6 minutes into the game yet.
So into the game, we've got Tremar Sutherland. He substituted out. Oh, and Morrow's going to take the offensive foul there. Great job by Julian Boyd standing his ground there.
Boyd's always been a good defensive player, but I think he's really been shining this year since coming back. He's been doing an excellent job playing defense and creating lots of turnovers, creating lots of havoc. Teams have been trying to go inside. I think they can beat London with size, but Boyd's been the one who's been able to stand up to that and just really take care of everything down low.
So we've got Marcus Capers on the floor here for the London Lightning. And it was Justin Hurt that went off the floor for Tremar Sutherland there for the Titans. Williamson fed the ball outside. Kyle Johnson at the top of the key. He'll make his way in on Morrow. Layup off the glass, and that's going to fall. Great move by Kyle Johnson. So Horton across the timeline, directs some traffic. Derek Hall setting the screen for him. He looks for him, not looking though. Morrow's going to pick up the pass anyways though. Starks moving inside, outside to Sutherland for 3. That's no good, too strong. Anderson with the rebound. Anderson, pretty indecisive on that shot. Looked like he was trying to make a pass, couldn't make it, settled for the shot instead. And about halfway through the quarter here, we're going to take a quick media timeout for Knoxstrom TV. I'm Brendan with Chris. All right, folks, so we're back from that media timeout here in London. KW Titans have an early 2-point lead over the Lightning. Really a great first 6 minutes of basketball from both teams there, Chris.
Yeah, and it was kind of done in different ways as well. KW making some threes early, really putting the pressure on London. But London just stayed consistent throughout that quarter. They dealt with the little hot shooting streak there of KW, kept the consistency going. I love that they didn't call a timeout or try to change momentum in any way like that. They let their guys play through it, and now they're right back in the game. So
Ryan Anderson going to take a 3 of his own, and now the Lightning take their first lead of the game there on Anderson's 3.
Nothing indecisive about that one there. That was a very big shot there from Ryan Anderson.
So we've got newcomer Anthony Miles in the game for the KW Titans here.
Only 25 years old, a younger player for this team, and a guy who we're really interested to see some from.
His first 3 ball, though, no good, short off the rim. That's Tremar Sutherland with a 3 of his own, no good. Garrett Williamson inside there with the rebound. Williamson backing up, that is Starks. He'll feed out to Boyd at the top for a 3. A little bit too strong there. And that's Miles with the rebound, feeds Morrow. Morrow down the court, he's attacking the inside. And that's going to be another offensive foul on Morrow and Julian Boyd once again, making it difficult down low for the Titans.
That one was a bit of a silly one. You could kind of see that coming. Boyd read it perfectly and just drew the charge right there.
Really just a veteran presence getting the drop on a younger player there.
Yeah. Going to get our first look at Darren Duncan here for the Titans, an NBL veteran of 170 career NBL games. He's played with the Mill Rats, the Hurricanes, the Express. Lots of NBL experience and a good leader for this young team.
Also joining him on the court is Kyle Arsenault, a Canadian rookie. So Boyd with the ball over to Anderson. Anderson with another 3 ball. That's going to go a little wide. Boyd with the rebound, though. Kyle Johnson from the top for 3. No good either. Derek Hall's going to recover the rebound.
A little bit scrambly on defense from KW. They got to tighten that up a bit.
So that's Arsenault down the court.
Lost his dribble.
He's looking for Duncan. Finally manages to get him. Caper's not making it easy on him.
Not much time on the shot clock here.
Duncan over to Miles. Miles. And gets that shot off with less than a second left, but no good. Really forced and rushed the shot there. Really, Arsenault losing his dribble and having to hold on to that ball to force the pass kind of set up the offense for disaster there. Kyle Johnson down the other way for a quick 2.
And so smooth. London has such good shooters. It's surprising that they don't have a better three-point shooting numbers across the board this year because they have so many guys who are just really natural, gifted three-point shooters.
Arsenault with the 3 ball. That'll fall, and we've got a tie game here with 3 minutes left.
KW's got a couple as well there. Arsenault with a big shot.
So Anderson inside to Capers, and that is Duncan picking up the foul, and really he had no choice there. Capers was going to get an easy 2.
And that's one of those ones where you kind of know he's going to get the 2 points. Make him earn it at the line. Make him work for it. I like that foul there. Obviously, if you can get the block, that's great, but if you take the foul, it's really not that much of a problem.
And big substitution package here for the Lightning. Bolden's going to come back on the floor. We'll get our first look at Ashton Smith as well there, number 2 for the Lightning. And Friesen Laddie on the floor as well now. Smith,
an interesting pickup. He actually played with Kyle Johnson as a member of the A's a couple of years back there. An NBL Canada veteran. He's also spent time in 2015-16 with the Raptors 905 during what was their expansion year. So a very interesting pickup for the Lightning, a guy who can both shoot, he can play the 2, he can also play the point as well. He's a good ball handler, so a guy who brings a lot to this lineup.
So Capers goes 1 for 2 on the free throws there. Back up the floor quickly here is Duncan. Duncan trying to find his way in the interior. Miles on the outside. Sutherland with the ball now. Sutherland finds Duncan again. Friesen Laddie gets a hand in on him, knocks that ball out of bounds.
Good play there by Friesen Laddie. Now there's only 6 on the shot clock for the Titans.
They are really making the Titans earn it now after letting them get down the floor quickly on offense, using the shot clock and not giving them easy lanes or shots.
Well, I think with this lineup they brought in of Capers and Johnson, they just want defenders out there. That's a great shot.
And Arsenault, wow, with a shot right over Capers. Really impressive. Didn't really have that much time to look at it either. Just a quick turnaround jump. And that's Johnson into the interior. Capers along the baseline. Tries to feed Johnson outside, but Arsenault intercepts that ball. That's Sutherland moving quickly down the court. He'll lose control of it. Miles with the ball, though. And Lightning hands get a hand on that. Arsenault again, and he's got the hot hand right now. I believe that's already 3 made threes for Arsenault in the game.
No one else should be touching the ball on KW. I just find Arsenault every time down the court.
The Titans have now opened up a 5-point lead with just over 2 minutes left here in the first. Smith back to Friesen Laddie. Friesen Laddie to Bolden. Bolden will cut into the interior. And Derek Hall didn't make it easy on him, so that shot a little too strong. And then Bolden's going to pick up a little bit of a lazy foul there.
I don't know if it was a lazy one. I think it was a bit of a frustration foul there. A couple guys on the London Lightning thinking they should have got a call. Nigel Titer checking into the game here for Derek Hall.
So Arsenault with the inbounds here. Over to Duncan. Newcomer Ashton Smith on tight on him. He passes the timeline. Duncan back with the ball. Arsenault again. He's going to take that 3, and why not? Oh my goodness, folks. Arsenault cannot miss right now.
Get a bucket of water. That man's on fire. Holy.
So Ashton Smith down the court. Smith over to Kyle Johnson. He'll take a 3 from the top of the key.
Great answer. Great answer.
Right back at them. Duncan down the court again. Inside to Titer. Titer will make his way to the rim, and we'll get 2 and 1.
You know, that shooting from Arsenault just really got the rest of the KW team fired up. Titer there aggressively going to the rim, getting his bucket. And it's amazing how a couple three-pointers and all of a sudden, not just the shooter, but everyone on the team gets that little bit of swagger back. And KW definitely has their swagger going right now.
So Anthony Miles' first stint out here with the Titans will end. Justin Hurt back on the floor for him. And Titer misses the free throw, but Arsenault in there with the rebound. No good off the glass, though. And really, Arsenault just providing a huge spark for the Titan offense right now. Caper's going to go in, though. And Darren Duncan will pick up the foul there.
Ooh. I thought he might have been clean there. That looked like a great block there.
It looked fairly clean to me. But they'll give Capers the benefit of the doubt here in 2 shots at the line. Arsenault really just coming out and being that Swiss Army knife for the KW Titans right now. Grabbed the rebound off the glass of the missed free throw there. Almost put another bucket back for them.
You know, one of the things with London, we got a crowd right like the one we have here, upper deck, open and quite full actually, from tonight's sponsor. And it kind of motivates both sides. Obviously, London wants to put on a show in front of their crowd, but when you get a team that comes in here playing in front of the biggest crowd they have probably seen all season, you know, it just gives you that extra energy boost. Ooh, tough fall.
And once again, these KW Titans just moving quickly down the floor, getting their offense back on track after that lull kind of in the middle of the quarter there. And they're just making things difficult on the Lightning, not letting anything go easy.
They got some good mojo going right now. The Titans just a lot of chemistry here. London's having a great quarter themselves. It's just two teams playing really great basketball right now.
So Darren Duncan taking this first to two. No good, a little too strong off the rim. Duncan looks like he's favoring that hand a little bit. It does look like it's his shooting hand, too. Might be affecting him on these shots. Maybe a hard fall onto them there after the foul.
You wonder if it might have been the fall or it even could have been on the other end when he was swatting at the ball on Capers earlier.
So Duncan goes 1 for 2 there. The Titans have a 6-point lead. Capers gets in there, puts on a little bit of a show dunk for the crowd there, and they respond in kind. So just down under a minute left here. 4-point lead for the Titans. Darren Duncan down the floor. Making some moves. Feet's tighter. Quick in there. Friesen Laddie. A little bit of a gift there for him. Kyle Johnson takes a step in, and that'll fall for 2. And this is Hurt with the ball here. He gets chased into the inside. And Tighter with the finish there off the glass. Great rebound and great finish there.
High scoring quarter right now, 36-32.
So Capers with the ball here. Looks like he's just going to kill this clock a little bit. About a 2-second difference between shot clock, game clock. Capers looks to make a move inside. Bolden at the top of the key. He'll feed out. Capers on the exterior for 3. No good, too strong. And that'll be the end of it there. Hurt throws a Hail Mary. No good there. Great first quarter here in London. KW Titans lead the London Lightning 36-32. We'll join you for the start of the second period. All right, folks, good afternoon. Welcome back to our Knoxstrom TV broadcast of the game between the London Lightning and the KW Titans. KW Titans holding a 4-point lead at the start of this second quarter. And
KW Titans, a bit of a dark horse in this one, and they've been having a great go so far. 36-32, 58% shooting from three-point land.
And Kyle Arsenault and Ahmed Starks really making up the team points for that. 12 from Arsenault, 10 for Starks. Really great first quarter for both of them. But a turnover there for the Titans, and the Lightning will control the ball at the start of this quarter.
Should add Arsenault 4 for 4 from three-point land in that first quarter as well. Think he might have a hot hand.
So that's Ashton Smith with the ball. Smith over to Kyle Johnson. Kyle Johnson will take a quick 2, and he'll get the and 1 there as well. So a quick spark from the Lightning to get the second quarter started.
Well, a nice play there between 1 and 2. Kyle Johnson, Ashton Smith, guys who played together as members of the Brampton A's, showing a bit of that chemistry here. And Johnson, tough shot, gets himself to the line as well.
So Johnson finishes the and 1. And Darren Duncan with the ball here. Duncan moving quickly into the interior. Backs out. Titer sets up the screen for him. Over to Arsenault. And why wouldn't you want to give him the ball right now? Hurt with the ball, though. Over to Duncan. Duncan moving in. And he tries to feed Titer off the pass there. And really just not a lot there for the Titans. Guarding the shooters well, the London Lightning were, and not giving them much in the interior as well.
And Joel Friesen there made a nice, subtle little defensive play. Arsenault actually got himself just a little bit of space, and Friesen Laddie just made a nice little shift, nothing too crazy, to make sure that passing lane was covered. Great job, considering it wasn't even his man, by Friesen Laddie to block off any potential shot there.
So Derek Hall's going to step back into the game early into the second quarter for Nigel Titer. Ashton Smith down the court here. Smith moves into the interior. He'll go off the glass for 2. And the Lightning retake a lead. That's Ed Horton moving in off the glass. Mo Bolden with the rebound. Capers with the ball here. Looking to get into the interior himself. And a finger roll.
Man.
Great basket by Marcus Capers. Amazing.
Just smooth, floating to the rim there.
And couldn't really ask for a much better start here from the London Lightning. Nothing for the KW Titans so far. They'll be looking to get their hot hands going again. Derek Hall inside to Horton. No shot. Tough shot, though, and Horton makes it with 3 Lightning in his face.
Incredibly difficult shot there from the vet, Ed Horton.
So Kyle Johnson makes some room. He'll take a 3. No good. A little bit too strong.
And we're going to call there on Ed Horton holding on to Capers when he's going for the rebound.
So Smith to inbounds. Tosses a little lob over there to Bolden. Derek Hall closely on him. Bolden will get the roll over Derek Hall, though. Great shot there by Mo Bolden.
Yeah, we didn't see a ton of offense from Bolden in that first quarter, but he's a guy who I actually really like his matchup on the offensive end there if he's covered by Hall. I think he's got that foot speed to get around him and make more plays like that.
So Justin Hurt with the ball here. He tries to make the pass over to Hall. Bolden with the little push forward to Smith. Smith will feed in 2 by himself, and the London Lightning, and Serge Landis going to take the timeout here for the really just to stop the momentum of the Lightning here. 9 straight points to start the first quarter. Nothing for the KW Titans, really keeping that same offensive core that started the run for them towards the end of the first.
Well, I mean, other than that Ed Horton basket, which was really a broken play, not a ton really going right for KW to start that second quarter. A lot of good defensive adjustments by the Lightning. Went with a bit of a zone there to see if they can try and stop the KW offense there. That's exactly what they've done. Still a very high-scoring game, but London maintaining the same consistent level of offense they had in that first quarter. KW unable to do the same.
And early in the second quarter, obviously you're calling the timeout to swing the momentum back your way a little bit, and we know that the KW Titans are dangerous from wherever on the court so far this game. It doesn't matter what's happened previously in this season. 4 wins or not, they've played this London team close.
Keep an eye on Kyle Johnson, too. 12 points already in this game. He's looked really, really good so far. He's getting his shots, and he's making the tough ones too. So Kyle Johnson could be on the verge of a big game here.
If you're Landis, what are you looking to do to come out and maybe defeat this Lightning zone to get your shooters back on top?
You know, it's funny. I don't think I think they need to go back inside to Hall, because Hall really feasted on London earlier this year, and he's a guy who, if you can get him going, I believe he had 35 points in that meeting, and if you can get Hall going on the inside, that'll make London have to bring a help defender. That can open up a guy like Arsenault to make those three-pointers if the help defender has to leave him. So again, I think it's important for Hall to get a couple buckets inside and then look to kick outside whenever the double team starts coming.
So London comes out of the timeout with their same lineup. KW with a few substitutions here. Greg Morrow on the floor now. And Ahmed Starks with the ball down the court. He'll feed Morrow there at the top.
Gotta go to Hall here.
Down low. Hall with the floater over Capers. No good. Smith with the rebound.
That was an opportunity, too, because Hurt was left open because of the double came from
Smith feeds Bolden with a beautiful move off the glass right underneath the bucket, and he'll find it. This is Horton going inside, and he'll get too quick as well. So Smith with the ball. Starks on him defensively. Moves around that screen. Kyle Johnson with the ball. Over to Bolden. Bolden looking to take Hall inside. He'll get the little floater over him. No good. Smith tries to collect the rebound, but Starks does instead. Starks dribbling around, setting things up.
They've got that Hall-Capers matchup again.
And Starks with the three ball, no good. Morrow challenging Smith there for the rebound, but just a little bit too tough there. Morrow's is going to pick up his third foul of the game.
Awfully early to have three there.
And so the Lightning will move some bodies here. We got Garrett Williamson, Doug Herring Jr., and Ryan Anderson back on the floor. And the Lightning with the inbounds here. Garrett Williamson over the timeline. Feeds Mo Bolden. Bolden will go for three. That's no good.
I believe they're going to call Hall on a foul there. Maybe a moving pick, trying to get in the way of Doug Herring Jr. moving around.
And that's exactly what we'll see from the arena. So we get the inbounds from the sideline there. Mo Bolden's going to step off for Julian Boyd here. Kyle Johnson over to Doug Herring Jr. Herring Jr. over to Boyd. Boyd feeds Anderson in the corner. A little bit too short there for Anderson on the three ball, though. Hurt moving the offense quickly down the floor here. Hurt going to the inside. Floater over Kyle Johnson, bit too strong. Anderson with the rebound, moving quickly down the floor. Herring Jr. off the glass. No good. Just a little bit too much there. And Starks feeds Morrow. Morrow gets one off the glass. And a real frenetic pace right now for both teams.
Well, both teams do like to get out and run, and we're seeing that here. A bit of scrambling play, too. Defense is having troubles moving their feet and covering guys.
Kyle Johnson with the step-back jumper, though.
He's on fire. I'd keep feeding him right now. This is going to be a game of hot hands right now.
So Starks moving around. Feeds Greg Morrow. Morrow inside to Hall. And Julian Boyd blocks his pass there. Great defensive move by Boyd.
You see Anderson bring the help defense. If KW is going to have success, they're going to have to be able to pass out of that situation.
And Kyle Johnson's going to get fouled by Ed Horton moving down the floor here.
Kyle Johnson, 14 points. A guy who's known for his three-point shooting, but he's only taken three, only made one in this game. He's doing a lot of his work in the mid-range. It's interesting, too, because there's a lot of the analytics crowd who say you shouldn't be taking a mid-range jumper. Personally, I'm of the belief points are points, and Kyle Johnson's getting it right now.
And Anderson feeds Garrett Williamson for a quick bucket on the interior there. And the London Lightning are finding space inside despite the big presence of Derek Hall out there. So Ahmed Starks inside to Derek Hall. He'll feed Ed Horton. Horton with the three ball. And that's a good basket.
And that's what happens when that help defense comes. There's always going to be someone open, and that time Hall doing a good job recognizing Horton open and able to make the shot.
So Anderson moving around here. He'll feed Boyd on the interior, but Hall's going to get the arm on that, and that'll go out of bounds off of him. So Sutherland's going to come here and take Morrow out. As we said, Morrow with 3 fouls. You want to keep him out of trouble. Anderson inbounds to Boyd. Boyd looking to find somebody. Anderson with the ball, activates his dribble. Feeds Herring Jr. at the top. Running out of time here on the shot clock. Herring Jr. will go inside. No good off the glass. Gets his own rebound and finds the basket falling away.
Wow, great effort from Doug Herring Jr. Just feisty game from him so far.
And Boyd with a huge
two
block
hands
off of Ahmed Starks. Williamson there with the roll off the glass and in the rim. And the Lightning on another quick run here.
I mean, what's defense? Halfway through the second quarter, London already over 50.
So Hall with the little floater over Boyd there. That's no good. Feeds Williamson. Williamson back to Anderson. Anderson looking to make some space. He'll go with the 3 ball. A little bit too strong. Hall with the rebound. Ahmed Starks. He'll take the setup 3 quickly. That's a good basket.
Again, it's about the hot hands. Ahmed Starks able to nail that shot. 3 of 5 from three-point land for Starks in this one.
And just under 6 minutes left here in the second quarter, and we're already at combined 100 points for both teams.
I believe they're going to call a blocking foul there, sending Anderson to the line. It's KW already over the limit.
Yeah, Horton doesn't like the call there. He thinks his feet were set, but we're going to send Anderson to the line here for 2. No fouls for the Lightning so far in the second quarter. Really surprising for any basketball game, any team to have 0 fouls well into the quarter, let alone...
It also comes by the nature of how they've been playing. London going inside a lot, driving to the bucket, drawing fouls that way. They're really seeking contact when they are going to the rim. KW, they've played a little more outside. You aren't going to get fouled as much out there.
So Anderson goes 2 for 2 on free throws there. A 7-point lead for the Lightning now, 55-48. Starks with the 3-pointer, a bit too strong. Sutherland with the rebound, though. Miles is going to take a long 2. That's no good.
It's going to be a foul on Williamson there.
Williamson trying to hold back the much bigger Derek Hall to collect the rebound, so Williamson's going to pick up his first. And I guess we jinxed it. No fouls in the quarter for the Lightning, and they pick up their first seconds later. That's why you're not supposed to talk about the shutout.
Well, I've been catching flack for mentioning the shooting percentages on free throws.
All right, so Derek Hall thinks 3. No, Julian Boyd out on him tight. Miles with the ball. Miles trying to make a move off of Boyd. He'll take the long 2 from the top of the key. Great shot there over Boyd. Anderson with the ball here. Over to Herring Jr. Herring Jr. loses control, but Miles did give him a little poke there, so that's going to go out on Kitchener-Waterloo. Herring Jr. over to Anderson. Anderson with the quick 3 ball. Finds it from the corner. Great shot there from Anderson.
And the offense seemed to be drying up a little bit for London. That gets you back on track.
So Starks trying to make a quick move on Anderson. Miles with the ball. Oh, Herring Jr. tries to intercept the pass. He'll miss. Gives Stark a quick 2 off the glass there. Anderson with the ball over the timeline. Anderson trying to feed Williamson off the long pass. And that'll go out off of him. And real, maybe just a little bit of the Lightning forcing their offense there. You know, a long pass, well guarded with 2 players there for help. Maybe should have slowed down, start up the offense. And Martin Dixon Green going to take his first step into the game here for the Lightning. Sutherland with the ball. Sutherland trying to go tough into the interior. Anderson plays him tight, though. Steals the ball right away from him. Anderson inside to Boyd. Boyd over top of Arsenault. Doesn't go. Gets his own rebound, though. Feeds Martin Dixon Green out on the interior. He'll step in for a 2. And that's a good basket for Dixon Green, and he really needs that. Hasn't seen a lot of playing time as of late. Get himself involved and maybe make a case to come off the bench more often.
And a good shooter, too. London's been doing well with their shooting game so far this year. I like the awareness to make that little pump fake. Had an out-of-control defender trying to close out on him. Makes it an easier shot for himself.
So Derek Hall down low tries to take a long 2 over Boyd, and that's going to fall.
Tough shot, too.
They'll feed Williamson. Williamson moving quickly over to Herring Jr. Herring Jr. directing traffic here. Sets his dribble up. He'll take the long 3. And that's a good basket over top of Darren Duncan. And really patient there from Herring Jr. setting up his shot. And it's Derek Hall down low. He makes the backwards pass, but Ryan Anderson there to swat away from Sutherland, so Kitchener-Waterloo will maintain possession here. And that's Yoanni D'Alembert on the court here for Julian Boyd.
Nailed it that time, Brendan.
Doing my best. Darren Duncan with the ball here. Anthony Miles with the ball down low to Derek Hall. They're counting down for him.
Too many steps.
And a little bit of a travel there from Derek Hall. D'Alembert making it hard on him.
Make sure you check out the merch booth at halftime. Lots of great deals and fashionable choices. We want to see you showing off your London.
I like bringing D'Alembert into the game here. He's a good defensive guy. And, you can't play Julian Boyd the entire game. So it gives you another guy with size who can try and match up on Hall here.
You can't do it, but Julian Boyd would let you do it, if he had his opportunity. So that's Herring Jr. feeding Dixon Green out there. Dixon Green over to Ryan Anderson. He'll take a long 3, and a little bit short there, unfortunately. And so there's Arsenault inbounding. Haven't heard much from him since that first quarter.
No, he had 12 points in the first quarter and 0 since.
So there's Williamson on him. Sutherland with the ball. Dixon Green. And great interception there by Anderson. They're trying to feed those passes down low, and the Lightning are reading it very well so far. Anderson inside to D'Alembert. And a great ball off the glass by Ioane over top of Kyle Arsenault. Jamar Sutherland trying to make a move here. Backs out to the exterior. Over to Arsenault. Arsenault over to Darren Duncan. Duncan trying to set up the screen with Hall. He gets around the corner. Sutherland with the 3 ball. That's no good. Williamson with the rebound. Anderson moving down the court. He'll feed Herring Jr. back to him. Williamson on the inside. Off the glass and good. Some great passes there by the London Lightning. And Kitchener-Waterloo is going to take another timeout here. Slow thing down for the Lightning. They've opened up a 13-point lead all of a sudden. We will step away quickly, and we'll be back here in a moment. All right, folks, so we're back from the timeout. I'm Brendan. He's Chris. The Lightning have opened up a real big lead here in the second quarter, 67-52 over the visiting KW Titans. And the Titans really need to find an answer with a minute and a half here left in the second. So that's Miles over to Darren Duncan. Duncan thinking long pass to Arsenault, and he will find him for 3. And Arsenault's hand is still hot. They just haven't been able to find him so far in the second quarter.
Still got it. Arsenault now with another three-pointer, puts him at 5 for 5 in the game from beyond the arc. Pardon me.
So 1 minute left in the second quarter here. 10-point lead for the London Lightning over the Titans. They're going to do some fancy passing. Dixon Green with the ball over to Herring Jr. 3-ball from the top of the arc. No good. Too strong. DeLambert. Phenomenal rebound, but can't put his bucket away. Miles with the 3-ball. Oh,
man, everything but in.
Just not the friendliest roll there for him. Feeds him inside. Oh, and he can't finish his dunk. How unfortunate there for the Lightning. And he had one that was going to get the crowd on the feet to end this half.
I mean, the pass that set him up, too, that deserved points.
Well, Darren Duncan with the ball, slowing things down here, going to kill some clock to end the half. Trying to feed around. And he'll get inside, feeds Derek Hall, and Ryan Anderson's going to go over his back, and that's going to be an easy call for the refs.
Yeah, pretty easy call there. Hall going to the line here.
5 seconds left in the quarter, so we'll get 2 from Derek Hall, and then maybe a quick offensive reprieve from the Lightning.
I mentioned it's going to be important for Hall being able to pass out of the post. He's actually done an excellent job of that. 6 assists already in the game. Unusually high number for a big man, too.
So Hall, 1 for 1.
Should also add Ryan Anderson, 9 assists for the Lightning.
So Hall goes 2 for 2 there. So we're going to have a timeout here from the Lightning. Maybe figure out some quick 5-second offense here, get themselves a basket before the half.
This is where you go with that bread and butter play every coach has in their playbook. The old reliable. So Coach Keith Vassal's going to look through his playbook, decide on the right shot here. The way he's been shooting, I'd be looking at Kyle Johnson. He's been shooting the ball exceptionally well. Of course, Ryan Anderson also always a good bet. And a guy we haven't actually talked about all that much, but quietly having a really great game. Garrett Williamson, 15 points on perfect 7 of 7 shooting. I don't want to jinx it, but on pace for a perfect night right now. Probably jinxed it. Sorry, Garrett. But he's been having a phenomenal game, and he's been doing it so quietly and steadily, it kind of snuck up on me there.
And as I mentioned after that previous timeout, KW Titans stuck 14 points. They've got it down to an 8-point game. They really made some hay in that last minute and a half to force the Lightning to take some bad shots and get some good shots of their own.
Well, finding Arsenal again was very good for them. Being able to take those 3-point shots makes them that much more dangerous. They take a lot. They got to make sure they're making them, and they've been doing that here in this game. Now you want to make sure you get a stop here, though, because London's already beating you. And if you let them take that momentum of making a tough shot here into the half, that's going to be a really hard boulder to get to stop rolling in the second half.
So Martin Dixon Green to inbound here. Herring Jr. moving quickly up the court. He'll feed Williamson on the inside, off the glass for 2. And the quiet man continues his perfect game to end the half there. So at the half here, we've got the hometown London Lightning 69, the visiting KW Titans 59. I'm Brendan Jameson here with Chris Croucher. We'll join you at the beginning of the second half with the Knoxstrom TV broadcast. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the second half of this game between the London Lightning and the visiting Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. We've got a 10-point lead here by the Lightning to open the second half. I'm Brendan Jameson. I'm going to send it over to Chris here with some first half stats.
Yeah, a couple impressive performances in that first half. Of course, Garrett Williamson, 17 points on 8 of 8 shooting, leading the way for the London Lightning. Kyle Johnson, the only other Lightning in double digits with 14. Ryan Anderson having himself a game, flirting with a triple-double yet again. 8 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. Looking at the KW Titans, Ahmed Starks, 15 points. Kyle Arsenault, 15 points on 5 of 5 3-point shooting, no less for Arsenault. And other than that, Derek Hall, 6 assists. That leads the way for the Titans. Now, one of the big numbers for the Titans in that half, of course, their 3-point shooting, 10 of 19 for 52% shooting in that half. A big reason why they were able to keep up with the Lightning for most of that half, even leading in the first quarter, but London had some hot shooting of their own. 60% from the field for the Lightning tonight, and they're having themselves a nice game shooting the ball too.
So we'll go to the court here. Doug Herring Jr. to start the game off with the ball. He feeds Ryan Anderson. Anderson makes a pass to Boyd that he just wasn't quite ready for. So Titans with a quick turnover. Morrow inside to Derek Hall. And they try to get the pass, and Morrow's footsteps on that end line, so we'll have 2 turnovers to start the half here.
Morrow knew it, too. There wasn't much argument on that one.
So Herring Jr. makes his way across the timeline. Oh, loses control of the ball. A little bit of a messy play here to start the third quarter. Williamson on the exterior, and Hurt tried for the defend and just missed the ball, so Williamson gets an easy 2. So Starks over to Sutherland. Feeds Hurt. Hurt trying to make a move to the exterior. Finds Hall. And bucket no good, but he will go to the line here. Williamson with the foul on him.
I like seeing Hall taking the matters into his own hands there, being aggressive, getting to the rim. Only had 1 shot made in that first half. However, he was able to collect a lot of points at the free throw line, took 4 shots, and he's going to take 2 more here. One guy to keep an eye on as well, the foul situation for KW. We saw them pick up a lot in the second quarter there. Ed Horton at 4 fouls, 3 fouls for Greg Morrow. 2 guys who got to watch their foul situation. No one in London with over 2 fouls.
So Hall goes 2 for 2 on his 3 throws there. Herring Jr. down the court. Anderson trying to set up a screen for him. He'll feed him the ball with the top. And a 3-ball deep beyond the arc there. Anderson so shooting from 3 in the first half, but comes out in the top of the third and drops one. Greg Morrow trying to make a move past Bolden here. He'll go outside to Starks. Starks looking to make a move. He'll take a deep 2. No good. Short off the rim. Herring Jr. moving quickly down here. Julian Boyd on the inside, patient to wait for Starks to get past him and put it in off the glass.
Yeah, waited for the defense to go right past him there and made it a lot easier on himself doing so.
So Hall down low. Boyd trying to make it difficult on him, but he'll pick up a foul in the process.
And again, we're seeing Boyd making it very difficult for Hall to get to his spots on offense. He's done a great job just holding the fort, making sure Hall can't get to his spots. That time, Boyd able to disrupt the play. He's going to draw the foul there, but I still like the aggressiveness defensively from Boyd there.
So Sutherland into Hurt. Hurt over to Starks. He'll feed Sutherland. Tries to go inside to Derek Hall, but can't fit the pass between the window. Boyd down the court here. Herring Jr. pass a little hot for him. And he'll lose control there. And Hall's going to collect that turnover. We're going to get a foul here on the Lightning, though.
Yeah, it's going to be on Herring Jr. there. Probably an okay foul to take, to be honest with you, because Kitchener was going to be off on the fast break there. Now, instead of having short numbers going the other way, you get to play defense on them.
So Darren Duncan into the game now for Sutherland. Darren Duncan with the ball. Anderson tight on him. Hall setting up a screen. And once again, they cannot fit the pass between the window. You can see clearly they're making an effort to get the ball to Derek Hall so far in this second half. And another deep 3 from Ryan Anderson, and he's hot to start this third.
Huge shooting there from Anderson, who's now up to 14 points in this game. And a guy who kind of looked a little indecisive in the first quarter, but now he's making his shots, and he's looking great.
So Justin Hurt trying to make a move. We're going to get a foul here. Looks like Ryan Anderson fouling Derek Hall. So the efforts to get Hall the ball aren't going unrewarded. He's had some attention paid to him by the London Lightning, and they've picked up a couple fouls on him so far in the third.
It's 4 fouls already for the Lightning.
So Justin Hurt with the quick three. No good, a little short. Mo Bolden with the rebound. Anderson down the court. Anderson moving inside over to Bolden. Bolden finds Williamson, and he'll get 2 off the glass.
Continues his perfect night. That's 10 for 10 now for Williamson.
And really, the Lightning have just been hot to start this quarter. Taking their 10-point lead, turned it into a 20-point lead. Just under 9 minutes left, but we'll get 2 and 1 there from KW Titans.
That's going to be a foul on Boyd there, so extra opportunity here for Hurt. You know, it's been a bit of a trying season for the KW Titans this year. You know, I don't think things have really been going their way, but I like the enthusiasm. They're a little chill right now because it's foul shot, but all game long, you've seen a lot of times some of the veterans like Horton and Duncan, you know, pulling the team together, getting them motivated, getting them pumped up. And I know it's a weird thing to comment on. I just really have liked the enthusiasm and the spirit coming from the KW bench.
And a long pass there. Anderson over to Mo Bolden. 3 a little too hard. Williamson's going to collect that rebound, though. Over to Kyle Johnson. Long 2 from the corner, and that's going to fall. And Johnson still shooting hot from that mid-range.
Well, I'll give 16 points to Johnson there. And usually a three-point shooter, he still has only taken, or made 1, only taken 3.
So Derek Hall trying to back it in. Starks with the 3 from the top of the arch, and that'll fall.
He's their microwave. He's the guy that gets hot quick. He's the guy that they're going to probably be looking to pile up the points here, see if he can shoot the Titans back into this one.
And so Herring Jr. tries to make a tough pass there to Ryan Anderson. Anderson loses his footing, so we'll have a turnover here for the Titans. Duncan over to Starks, back to Duncan. Duncan making his way over to Morrow out on the exterior. He'll take the 3. Little short there for Morrow. And Garrett Williamson all the way down the court. And he can't finish, but Herring Jr. comes in and says, "I got your back, buddy."
Yeah, this game's getting away from the Titans here.
And so Darren Duncan down the court, finding his way into the interior. Anderson in tough on him. Williamson makes a shot even tougher. That's not going to go. Bolden quickly down the court, finds Williamson in on the interior, and he'll find another roll off the glass. And while we weren't looking, Williamson did miss a shot, but hard to complain about 10 of 11 shooting.
Just a great effort from Williamson. Again, kind of quietly. He hasn't made you pop out of your seat or anything, but he's just piled up the points. He's been able to find and pick his spots, and he's done a great job in this game. He's going to have 22 points on 11 of 12 shooting. 23 points, pardon me.
So we've got a 21-point lead here for the Lightning. The Titans looking for any sort of answer here just to keep them in it. Hurt thought 3. He's going to move into the interior, gets a roll off the glass. No good. Morrow goes in for the finish, and he's going to take the foul here. Herring Jr. is going to pick that one up. So Morrow's going to take 2 from the line here. You know he would have liked the finish on that dunk, but 2 points any way you can get it.
Hey, it's not how, it's how many.
And no good on that free throw. So he'll go for his second of 2. And 1 for 2 for Greg Morrow. Williamson with the ball. And we're going to get a foul here. Looks like Derek.
Charge out to Starks, I believe.
Yeah, that is Starks there picking up the foul. He doesn't like the call.
Lots of whistles in the start of this third quarter. A combined 8 fouls between the two teams. London already over the limit.
That's Herring Jr. with the quick feed into Kyle Johnson. Kyle Johnson shoots out to Bolden. Bolden's going to go into the interior. Really tough. And we're going to get another foul there on Kitchener.
Just lost the handle going up with it there. It's going to be on Hall. Only a second.
So Bolden to shoot 2 here. And after a quick offensive first half, we've slowed down a lot so far in this third quarter. Lots of whistles, 9 fouls between both teams. Bolden goes 1 for 1. And does the foul trouble come with maybe this game getting away from the Titans a little bit? Or would you be...
I was going to say it's been London that's kind of in the foul trouble here this quarter. I don't know if it's so much the fact that the game's getting away from it. It's both teams have been going inside. I mean, the bulk of Garrett Williamson's points have been directly under the rim. So I think it's just the inside nature of the game so far. Both teams trying to get inside a lot, and that's caused it, like right here.
Anthony Miles, Derek Hall, he'll take the foul there. Mo Bolden knew that one was coming. And so Derek Hall will take 2 more free throws here. Used to calling his name at the line so far.
He's going to be taking his 7th and 8th free throws here.
And so Derek Hall, 1 for 1 on that effort. And 2 for 2. So Bolden inbounds to Johnson. Herring Jr. here. Herring Jr. over the timeline, finds Mo Bolden. Mo Bolden's going to challenge Derek Hall on the interior.
Bolden and Hall are really going after each other. That's 2 plays in a row where they've made a lot of extra physical contact. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see that boil over at some point later.
Yeah, Bolden and Hall both with some words from each other after that exchange. And they're going to take Bolden out of the game here. Delambert is going to come on. Maybe try and diffuse that tension there. Delambert in the middle, off the glass, great roll.
Beautiful play from D'Alembert there, just able to smoothly get himself to the rim.
So Starks trying to make a move past. And Anderson with a great pick off of Derek Hall. And he tries to feed Herring Jr. going towards the basket. That's going to go out on KW. So Herring Jr. with the inbounds pass. Just over 6 minutes left here. We've got a 92-70 lead for the Lightning. Herring Jr. over to Ryan Anderson, a deep 3, and he's hot. Why not feed him the ball right now? That was a deep 3 from well beyond the arc.
If he's over the half-court line, you can't leave Ryan Anderson open, and he just showed it right there with that shot. Huge play.
So Starks, and looks like we're going to get a foul here. And so we'll take a quick step away from the game here for a media timeout. I'm Brennan with Chris with Knockstrom TV. We'll see you at the other side of the timeout. All right, folks, back here on the other side of that timeout, the London Lightning holding a 25-point edge over the visiting Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. We've got Ahmed Starks here at the line to take 2 shots. And first basket a little bit too strong. That won't go. And so Starks looking to make up for it. And 0 for 2 for Starks there. Williamston got that one, looks like on the other side of the rim.
Remember, FIBA rules, you're allowed to touch it off the rim. I see our camera operator even wondering about that one.
So the London Lightning, nothing there for Starks, and they need all the points they can get right now. They can't afford free throws being thrown away. And so the refs call the ball out off the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans there, so it's going to be Lightning ball.
Ed Horton checking into the game for for Ahmed Starks.
So Herring Jr. over to Kyle Johnson, back to Herring Jr.
I think they're going to call the, is that an 8-second violation?
I believe it looks like a time violation there on the London Lightning, so a turnover the other way.
That must have been right at 8 seconds, wow. Don't see that one very often.
No, especially not in a professional basketball game. So Ed Horton over to Darren Duncan. Hall sets up the screen. Duncan over to Miles. Miles going to take it into the interior.
Nice
Ed Horton
pass.
on the corner 3. Good basket.
Great recognition for Miles there to find Horton, too.
So Herring Jr. up over the timeline. Herring Jr. makes his way around. He'll feed Ioanni on the interior. He cannot find the basket, but they're going to pick up a foul on the rebound here. That was Dallenberg picking up the foul there, trying to collect the rebound. Looks like he caught Hall off the face a little bit, grimacing on the way down.
Hall finding himself at the free throw line again. This will be double-digit free throws in the game for him.
And the Lightning foul trouble getting to them. That's 8 fouls so far in the quarter. And every one they give is going to send the Titans back to the line, giving them a chance to cut into this league. But Hall gives them one back.
Are they calling a lane violation? I think they called a lane violation.
So Hall gets that basket back. So I guess you can say it threw him off. So Hall 2 for 2 once again, doing his damage from the free throw line. Ashton Smith's going to come on here for Doug Herring Jr.
That's 2 calls you don't really see very often there. The lane violation, the 8-second violation.
No, the refs must have brushed up on the rule book lately before they stepped into this game. So Marcus Capers directing some traffic here. And that's Friesen Laddie with the ball. Back out to Capers. Capers in the corner to Ashton Smith. Smith trying to make his way inside. He'll feed Kyle Johnson outside. He's going to step in too, take that mid-range shot, and he'll miss. Darren Duncan moving quickly down the court here. And finds Derek Hall, top of the arc. Anthony Miles, he's going to take a 2. That's no good. Ashton Smith with the rebound. Smith. Capers out there. Swings it over to Kyle Johnson. He's directing some traffic. Dallenberg sets up the screen for him. Over to Ashton Smith. Smith will take the mid-range.
Top shot.
No good there. That's Horton with the rebound. And Horton will go up off the glass. That's no good. And just baskets not finding their way in for either team right now. And Arsenal's going to pick up the foul, prevent Capers from getting in there too easy. And a crazy pace there for both teams, but just no offense coming out of either side.
No. Lots of running, lots of gunning, but not a lot of hitting.
So Capers feeds it out to Ashton Smith. Over to Mo Bolden. Mo Bolden will take a three. That's no good. Short off the rim. Almost loses control of that. Miles collected the rebound. Arsenault gave him a swat, not realizing it was his teammate. Miles goes inside. Capers tries to make it tough, but Miles will find himself too. Ashton Smith trying to get past Arsenault. Friesen Laddie will take the corner three. A little bit too strong there for Friesen Laddie. Bolden's going to pick up the foul here, though. And once again, Derek Hall going back to that free throw line.
Already 11 free throws taken, 10 of them made in this game.
And Derek Hall maybe a few rebounds and assists away from a triple-double himself there.
Hall sitting right now, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Ryan Anderson also on the triple-double watch. 17 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds.
All right, so Derek Hall trying to scratch the Titans back into this game. Now stuck at a 16-point deficit, 95-79 for the London Lightning. Marcus Capers going to move slowly down the floor. Capers over to Bolden. Bolden's going to attack the inside, and he's going to pick up a travel there. And so the Lightning offense kind of stalling these last couple minutes. Can't really find the basket. Not a lot of rhythm there with their passes. And just under 3 left here in the quarter. And if Kitchener can get a few more stops, they might be flirting with themselves getting back into the game. It's Darren Duncan with the ball. He's going to attack the inside, feeds Derek Hall, but that pass is tipped. And
just out of bounds.
Yeah, barely out of bounds. Darren Duncan almost collecting that ball there, but the Lightning will grab that turnover. So Bolden, long inbounds pass to Friesen Laddie. Friesen Laddie, he's going to attack the inside himself, and he's going to pick up the foul there. Ed Horton doesn't like the call. He wants another ref's input on it, but he's not going to get his help. And the Titans find themselves one away from going over the limit.
Huge number of fouls in this quarter.
Really messy compared to the first half. Lots of whistle stoppages. Really just slowed the game down a ton. And, despite the fact that the Lightning have opened up a lead, it might help Kitchener, get back into this game, slowing it down, keep the Lightning from moving their offense quickly down the floor.
Well, Lightning have been sitting at 95 for a while here. You think if KW made a couple more of their opportunities, they could actually already be finding themselves back into it.
And Friesen Laddie goes 1 for 2 on free throws there. Darren Duncan with the ball here. He's going to find Arsenault on the outside. Derek Hall underneath. He's going to back Bolden up. No, he's going to find Duncan out on the top of the arc. Over to Justin Hurt. Hurt at the top of the free throw line. No good. Bolden with the rebound. Bolden with the touchdown pass to Marcus Capers. Oh, my goodness. Marcus Capers just cleared the first row of fans. And I believe all drinks and food look like they're still in order. What a great
That was
move.
Clean. He jumped him clean.
My goodness, and that actually gets the crowd on their feet, and they kind of needed it a little bit. The game going into a little bit of a stalemate there, and the crowd was real quiet, but they're buzzing now, folks. So Darren Duncan with the ball, being closely guarded by Ashton Smith. And he'll think about a shot, and Smith gets a little bit too handsy there, so they'll call the foul on him. And so Darren Duncan's going to take 2 free throws here. Now, Darren Duncan really not taking a lot of shots so far this game, really being that field general out there on the floor. And we mentioned in the first half, looked like he came up clutching his wrist or his hand, maybe not taking those shots as a precaution.
Well, he's never really been a guy who needs to take a ton of shots to be effective in a game. He can make those shots. Whether that wrist is bothering him or not remains to be seen. But he's one of those guys who makes his impact not necessarily in how he scores, but in how he helps his teammates score.
He did just go 0 for 2 off those free throws, though, so you got to maybe wonder if there's a lingering issue there for him.
He's only made one free throw. That's the only make he's had all game.
Well, Mo Bolden, Kyle Johnson with the 3. No good, short off the rim. Derek Hall collects the rebound. Duncan with the ball, trying to make a move. He'll go into the interior. He'll feed Miles out on the outside, but then Justin Hurt takes the step into. And under a minute left here, we got a 15-point lead for the Lightning, 96-81. Ashton Smith, he'll try to fight into the interior. Little floater over Darren Duncan. Miles looked like he put that in for the other team. So Darren Duncan here. The crowd letting them know they're there, and they're trying to stifle Darren Duncan out, but Mo Bolden's going to pick up the foul there.
That's going to be his 5th, too. 5 fouls with a full quarter left to play. Now, keep in mind, London had been flying, but, I mean, these last maybe 3 or 4 minutes, only 3 points, really.
So that foul is going to send Duncan back to the line. Just a second over 30 seconds left here. Coach Vassel's going to console Bolden on the way to the bench there. Bolden not too pleased with that. Bolden's actually going to keep walking right to the locker room.
Didn't see a trainer go back with him, so not sure what that's about.
So Duncan, once again, can't make those free throws, and he's upset with himself.
And now 1 for 5 at the free throw line right now.
At this point, if you're the Lightning, you want to send him to the line. And he will get in 1 basket, though.
So I think there was a technical on Mo Bolden, and that's why he's been sent to the locker room there.
So probably what we've seen of Mo Bolden for the night there, folks. Shorten up the Lightning bench a little bit there. And so that was 3 shots for the Titans and then the ball back as well. So really a chance to cut into this lead for the Titans if they can take advantage of it. So Duncan, he'll make some moves and he'll feed tighter. And down low, Darren Duncan, no. And that's a foul.
You know, it just demonstrates how good Darren Duncan is at passing. You always got to be ready for the ball to land in your hands, and that's what happened there. Tighter almost a little surprised that he got it. Darren Duncan later in the play able to finish.
So Duncan with a couple more here. And really the ball just rolling out of that rim. No luck here for Darren Duncan.
Yeah, there's got to be something off because he's an 84% free throw shooter.
And just a little bit of a sweaty spot on the floor there. Quick timeout before the inbounds pass. The Titans playing some press defense there, making it tough on the Lightning to get out. But they've turned the shot clock on, so barring a turnover, looks like the Lightning will have last shot here. Capers making a move out to Kyle Johnson. Kyle Johnson will go top of the arc for 3 off the glass, and good! Wow!
The bank is open, oh
what
my!
What a way to end the quarter. So at the end of 3, we've got the London Lightning 101, the visiting Kitchener-Waterloo Titans 83. We'll be back on the other side of the break with the Knoxton TV game. All right, folks, so we're back for the final frame of this game with the London Lightning leading the visiting Kitchener-Waterloo Titans by 18 points, 101 to 83. And Chris, the Titans, despite the Lightning opening up an early third quarter lead, they've been hanging around. The 18-point margin might seem unovercomable by some people, but they might be able to make a push here. We've seen them streak to start the game. Maybe they can streak to end.
Well, I like to talk about the rubber band, and it hasn't really snapped on KW yet. They can still bring it back. That's not going to help, though.
Yeah, Anthony Miles trying to make a tough move into the interior there, and Julian Boyd drawing another offensive foul in this game. I believe that's his third or fourth against him.
Been taking notes from Friesen.
Julian Boyd inbounds there to Ashton Smith. Anderson sending his team down the floor. Kyle Johnson with the ball over to Garrett Williamson. Ashton Smith with the ball. Finds Williamson there on the interior. And they'll pick up another foul on Williamson.
Williamson, a guy who usually gets the free throw line a lot. Only done it once tonight, this being his second time here. But again, he's still had an outstanding night, 24 points, 11 of 12 shooting. He's been able to pick his spots. I don't think there's ever been a point where you've said Williams taken over, but anytime they've needed offense or they need a guy who can get a bucket, it's been him, although he's not going to get that one.
So Williamson, and he'll go 1 for 2 there at the line. Darren Duncan feeding the ball. Duncan over to Miles. Arsenal out there on the other side of the wing. It's a name we haven't said much in the second half after having that phenomenal first half. And there's a three from him. They're trying to get him going. That's a little short.
First missed three of the game for him.
Anderson trying to feed Williamson inside. Kyle Johnson. That's Ashton Smith with the gift there.
A little look what I found. Ashton Smith gets the ball hit put right in the breadbasket.
So that's Ashton Smith. He's going to pick up the foul there on Darren Duncan, trying to prevent the fast break there. And, sometimes they say these afternoon games, depends on how late you went to bed last night. Some teams come out a little groggy after a pretty clean first half. Pretty messy here in the second. And Anthony Miles tries to throw down the big dunk. Ashton Smith with a smile on it. And
that's
my goodness. Julian Boyd saying that is how it's done. My goodness. The crowd loves it here in Budweiser Gardens. Anthony Miles is going to take a 3-ball. He'll do that to quiet down the crowd. No, they're going to say 2. Foot was on the line there. But my goodness. Ryan Anderson looking to make some moves around Miles. Loses control of his dribble. Keeps moving, though. Miles playing some good defense.
I was going to say, they can't get the ball from him.
And Titer looks like he's going to come in and pick up the foul here.
It's only going to be Titer's second there.
Titer's going to step off the floor anyway, and Derek Hall will make his way back to the floor. And if they want a chance in this game, you got to think that he's going to play a big part in it from here on out. So Herring Jr. making some moves. He'll slip past Derek Hall. No good, though.
He got a hand on that.
Yeah, Derek Hall making a difference already. Darren Duncan's going to collect the rebound. Morrow out there with the 3-ball. No good there. A little bit too much. Doug Herring Jr. flips back to Ryan Anderson. Anderson thought 3, but holds it. Williamson in there on the interior. Gets the roll off the glass.
Wide open.
And just making all his money from underneath that basket today.
How do you lose the game's leading scorer like that, though? Williamson just all kinds of time to make that move.
Morrow feeds Darren Duncan. Duncan inside to Hall. Hall's going to get an easy 2 there. Ryan Anderson floating down the floor there. Making a move past Darren Duncan inside to the interior. No good off the glass, but he's going to take 2 at the line here.
I like that aggressiveness from Anderson, who now only 2 rebounds away from that triple-double, sitting at 17 points, 12 rebounds. And he just goes to the rim, looks for the contact. He and Williamson both do it so well, get themselves those extra opportunities to earn points. And those extra points have clearly been helping London put up this point total.
So Ryan Anderson here.
I might be jinxing it, but London 80% free throw shooting in this game, including 60% from the field. So they haven't really been doing it with the three-point shot like they did last year, but London just being very effective inside that three-point arc.
So Greg Morrow to inbound here. Ahmad Starks back on the floor. Another guy maybe looking to get a little bit hotter in the second half.
7 of 13 shooting, 18 points. I'm a little surprised it's been this long since we've seen Ahmed Starks.
Starks over to Anthony Miles. Miles thinking three. And no good. A little bit too strong there from Miles.
Don't know if that's the shot coach was looking for there.
Herring Jr. over to Julian Boyd. Boyd to Kyle Johnson. Johnson takes a three. No good. Julian Boyd collects that rebound, though. And we'll just call that an extended pass
nice
there from
assist,
Kyle
Nice
Johnson.
assist.
Yeah. And so the Lightning have opened up their 25-point lead again. And really just since the second quarter have just been leaning on this Kitchener-Waterloo squad. And Kyle Johnson up the floor. Derek Hall wants the call on the foul.
Late foul.
And, really, maybe the ref must have lost his whistle there on that one. Hall happily accepting that foul call.
That's going to be Hall's fourth foul. Interesting game for him. He's only made 2 shots outside of his free throws, but he's got 16 points in the game. And, again, only 4 of those came from actually shooting the ball anywhere but the charity stripe.
So Doug Herring Jr. with a deep three of his own, and just another dagger in the heart of the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. Just over 8 minutes left here. We've got a 28-point lead for the Lightning. And interesting, on the sideline there for the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans, looks like Denzel James, a name we haven't called yet this game. And that's a three-pointer from Greg Morrow. A few friends in the hometown crowd giving him some love. So Herring Jr. over to Ryan Anderson. Anderson will move Boyd over for the screen. Tries to feed him behind the back, but Darren Duncan gets a hand up. Morrow's going to feed Starks. Over to Morrow, and he'll finish the thunderous dunk. What a move by the former Western Mustang.
Great play there from Morrow, able to get up and slam the ball. Just about tickled the rafters there.
That's Martin Dixon Green going to the inside. That's no good. So Darren Duncan over to Ahmed Starks. Morrow again with the ball. Maybe trying to move his hand a little bit. Show up in this game for his team. Darren Duncan back over to Morrow. Morrow's going to take a deep two with his foot on the line. Boyd with the rebound, though. Herring Jr. moving quickly down the floor. And Morrow's going to pick up a foul there with Herring Jr. joining to the line for 2.
That's going to be 5 on Morrow there. A little disappointing because he finally was putting together a nice stretch of play there, but likely to be substituted out. Not quite yet, but soon, sitting at 5. It's going to be Darren Duncan checking out of the game, and Denzel James finally, after sitting there for a while, able to check in.
So Denzel James, Canadian rookie, his first NBL season. So Herring Jr., 2 for 2 there.
Quietly effective night for him, sitting at 14 points, 5 of 11 shooting, but 5 rebounds, 6 assists.
Morrow with the ball. Goes to his dribble, Starks. Dixon Green playing some tough defense on him. Morrow out on the wing, takes a step in, and he'll find his way into the interior. But just a little too much for him off the glass. Boyd collects that rebound. Loses control. Kind of just shoves it over to Anderson there on the floor. Herring Jr. slowing things down a little bit here. Looks to make his move. Out to Ryan Anderson with another deep 3 ball. Just a little bit too much mustard on that one. Boyd with the offensive rebound, though, out to Williamson. Williamson, no-look pass to Herring Jr. Out to Boyd on the exterior, and no, just not too nice on that 3 ball, though. We haven't seen him take many of those this game.
London having a great game offensively, as anyone can tell from the score, but over 30 points in all 3 quarters. That's an incredible offensive output there.
And we're just over 6 minutes left here in the final quarter, and plenty of time for them to do it again. Kitchener, after a great offensive half, has really just hit a wall here in the second half. Derek Hall feeds Greg Morrow off the glass. Nice move by both of them to get another basket for Morrow. He's sitting at 10 points now in the game. Anderson trying to move in the interior, make a move on Morrow, and that's going to be 6 for Morrow.
Morrow going to have to come out of the game here.
And Greg doesn't really like the call. And we'll take a timeout here halfway through the final frame. We'll join you on the other side of it. I'm Brennan Jameson with Chris Croucher. All right, so we'll come out of that timeout for the final 6 minutes of the game here on the Knoxstrom TV broadcast. Greg Morrow will be coming out of the game officially after these shots.
Yeah, not sure what's going on there. I think he's informing the coach right now that Greg's at 6.
Yeah, there we go. So,
they also had 6. Pardon me, I thought they had too many players on the court for a second.
Just hadn't quite made the substitution there. So Arsenault will come back on the floor. And so Morrow will take his seat for the rest of the game, unfortunately. And really just a tough situation for Morrow. Really kind of struggled all game. Looked like he was getting a little hotter here in this fourth, and unfortunately foul trouble early caught up to him late. And so that's 2 for 2 for Anderson from the line.
He's really a guy KW could have used just to bring that energy level, too. A little unfortunate ending of the game for him.
So Starks moving quickly down the floor.
A Kinkube into the game for London there. I think he might get a call here, actually, trying to defend Derek Hall.
Yeah, it looks like he'll be matched up down low against Derek Hall. We know the Lightning are a little short on big men with Mo Bolden, stepping out of the game.
And Kinkube, a guy I really like. He's seen his minutes go down with the return of Julian Boyd. But he's a guy who really showed up well at the start of the season. That's going to be another quick one on a Kinkube.
Yeah, 2 already for him. And
just sarcastically leaving his hands out there.
And that's Denzel James with the ball now. Arsenault swings it over to Ahmed Starks. Starks is going to take a deep 3. No good. Kinkube tries for the rebound. Derek Hall collects it over his head, though, and he'll grab 2 points. So Kinkube into Herring Jr. Herring Jr. makes his way over the timeline. Feeds Ryan Anderson out there on the wing. That's a 3 ball for him. And really, he can just shoot it from anywhere on the court today by the looks of it. Give it to him on the interior or about 6 feet away from the arc, and he'll still put it in. So Ahmed Starks here. Oh, Martin Dixon Green and Kinkube getting tied up there. Arsenault loses control of the ball. He'll feed a lob over to Starks, and no good there off the rim. The shot clock running down, really just forced a shot.
That rebound puts Anderson one away from the triple-double.
Derek Hall gets the steal there. Ahmed Starks makes a quick move, feeds Horton on the wing, and 3-ball no good from the corner. And there's Anderson with the triple-double, so congrats to him on a game well played. Garrett Williamson in off the glass, though, and his hot hand just continues. Williamson really cannot miss in this game, can do no wrong. Starks slipping on the 2-point attempt there, no good. Anderson collects the rebound. Garrett Williamson almost steps away from that ball, lets Anderson have the ball just to make sure they didn't record one of those rebounds. Dixon Green feeding a Kinkube down low. Kinkube taking Arsenault to school, and he'll get the skyhook over him for 2. And that is now a 30-point lead for the London Lightning. 3.5 minutes left here in the game. And we will take a step away here for one last timeout. We'll join you on the other side. All right, so both teams step away from the bench here for the last 3.5 minutes of the quarter. And no heavy substitutions here for either team. Just a thing of note, the Titans are over the limit as far as fouls go, so really we'll hope for a clean game to end it for them, not give the Lightning any more free points. And Ahmad Starks here with the ball, being backed up by Dixon Green. Dixon feeds Anthony Miles down to Titer down low. And looks like a Kinkube is going to pick up another foul here. His 3 in short line of work so far. Chris, you've been doing some work over there on the stat sheets, checking up on maybe Ryan Anderson's first career triple-double?
It's actually not his first. He did have one against the St. John's Edge. But prior to this season, he had actually – that's a great shot there from Starks. Prior to this season, though, Anderson had never had a triple-double. He's got 2 this year already.
So Herring Jr. over to Friesen Laddie. Dixon Green with the ball, trying to feed a Kinkube down low.
I like that they're getting these guys their touches here.
And a Kinkube over Titer for 2.
And we might see some spirited basketball here. I mean, we got some guys that are going to be playing for some maybe some minutes down the road here.
So Herring Jr. out to Dixon Green. Dixon Green throws back to Marcus Capers, and a big slam there from Marcus Capers. Just putting the exclamation point on this game for the London Lightning, who now hold a 32-point advantage.
They just gave a tactical to someone there. Not sure who got the technical, though. Maybe Herring Jr.? I think it was on the bench, maybe? Not sure who they called that on.
Yeah, I couldn't quite make it out from the arena announcer either. Easy to get away with yourself when the game's running away as well, and something like that happens for your team.
They're actually calling the technical there for delay of game. So maybe a Lightning player grabbed the ball or something like that. That's all I can think of.
So Denzel James here with the ball. trying to make his way in the interior. He'll lose control of it, though. Capers over to Herring Jr. He'll throw up for Dixon Green, and Capers getting a little greedy there. Didn't know who had the call or the green light there. Oh, unfortunate there for the Lightning. Fortunate there for the Titans, though. Really just another slam to end this game. Wouldn't look that good on them. So we've got another foul here on the Titans. So Brian Akinkube is going to go to the line here. And Akinkube goes 1 for 1. Just over 2 minutes left here in the game. And 2 for 2. All right, Chris, nobody likes to look ahead, especially with 2 minutes left in the game, but I think we can say this one's in the bag for the Lightning. The Lightning will get a visit from St. John after, and then 2 straight against Kitchener-Waterloo. If you're Kitchener-Waterloo coming back, and wow, what a block by Brian Akinkube there. The effort's still there for the Lightning despite the lead.
James wanted one of his own there, coming back.
If you're Kitchener-Waterloo and you gotta walk back into this arena one more time and then welcome the Lightning again shortly after that, what do you do to make sure this doesn't happen again?
You know, it's hard to say because there hasn't really been if you take away, if you play better defense, this is a much closer game. Both teams, you could argue, need to play defense, but London really tightened up in the second half there. But for the KW Titans, you kind of have to look at what worked for you and what didn't. What worked was when you had Derek Hall playing inside and then dishing it outside. That's when they started to make buckets. That's how they got open three-point shots. And I think they played a little bit more one-on-one than you'd like to see in the second half.
Oh my goodness! Marcus Capers with the throwdown slam. And ladies and gentlemen, the effort from the Lightning has not dissipated at all towards the end of this game. They are putting on a show for the crowd right now.
I mean, you got the upper bowl open. You got to put on some big plays here. Get the crowd off their feet. Make it worth their ticket.
So a 35-point advantage for the London Lightning. They have not taken their foot off the gas at all this game. Tighter. Really, then looks like the refs just want to get out of the arena too here, Chris. An obvious missed call there. Yeah. Ashton Smith, Dixon Green with the feed, and they are going to call that one, though, for sure. No argument on that call.
I mean, London, they're up by enough that they're just trying to put people on posters right now.
Yeah, Kitchener-Waterloo maybe taking a little bit of exception to that. Denzel James going hard into that basket to prevent Dixon Green from having one of his own. So 2 more for Dixon Green here. Add on to this Lightning avalanche.
You know, one of the big telling stats to me in this game, the turnover is just about even for both teams. But to show you how good London is in transition, their points off turnovers, 28-12. And that's with London having less turnovers than KW had in this game.
So Anthony Miles, back to Darren Duncan there.
Like, absolutely in a headlock.
He'll throw one into Tighter. But Marcus Capers is going to pick up that foul. So Tighter to take 2 here.
Wait, they called that on Capers?
Tighter's going to take 2 there. Nigel Tighter, the big man out of Windsor, his first season in the NBL. And no, he's going to go away from the line, actually.
They're going to call it on the floor.
So James over to Duncan, back to James. James going to swing around. Makes his move into the interior. Tough shot, actually. Good effort there by Denzel James to get that basket to go. Akinkube, and that long pass going to go nowhere. Anthony Miles here with the ball. He's going to throw it up, and Marcus Capers going to pick up a foul there. I think that's one we can safely say probably well-deserved.
I think at this point you're just trying to make some big plays here. I don't think Kinkube is happy with the fact he kind of got pushed going to the rim there. Kind of dangerous play.
So Anthony Miles, 1 for 1 there. And really just a great all-around game from the Lightning today. Little messy defensively in the first half, really tightened up in that second half though. And just sticking with their offense despite Kitchener-Waterloo really clicking in that first half as well. They never struggled to make their shots or really force any that were going to put them in bad situations later on in the game.
And it's really hard to beat a team when they shoot 60% from the field. London was just getting way too much penetration early in the game, and they were able to penetrate. They were able to make threes, basically whatever they wanted to do, they were able to do.
And so Marcus Caper is going to take the foul here and take 2 from the line.
Titans over the limit. This could be a real turning point in this one.
Caper's not even really lining up his shots here. It looks like he just kind of wants to get away from this game too. He'll go 1 for 2 from the line. And Kitchener-Waterloo looks like they're going to maybe slow things down too. No, Miles is going to make some moves. He's going to try and go in on the interior. Maybe 4 or 5 steps there for him. Arsenal. Oh, wedgie!
That's got a wedgie.
That's my first one of the year. I haven't seen a wedgie.
I think we had one earlier in the year here in London. Zach Dadson in Niagara, he's got the wedgie tracker. He'd probably know best.
And London's just going to slow this down. Probably not going to take another shot. And so Arsenal, a half-decent game from the three-point line and a wedgie. And Kinkube is going to take a foul there.
Why not?
Maybe surprised the refs just didn't put the whistle way to bleed that one out.
5th foul on Titer. He might get fouled out here.
That could be huge for the Titans, you know, running that 10-second offense.
It's been a rough game for the Titans here. They came out so promising in that first quarter.
And really just kind of the theme for the Lightning this year. 12-point win early on in the season. An overtime win by the Lightning that the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans had in their hands, but really kind of let it slip away. And then a 31-point win more recently for the Lightning over them. And it looks like that sort of lead will hold again today. So Darren Duncan, looks like we're just going to dribble this game out. As the crowd gets their coats on, the Lightning begin celebrating. And a big win there for the London Lightning, 139-105 over the visiting Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. I'm Brennan Jameson, once again from my partner Chris Croucher. Thank you for joining us on today's broadcast by Knoxstrom TV. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day, folks.